What's going on, Internet? I'm here with Anthony Carboni from Rev3 Games.
Oh, hey, man.
And D News, and we're going to talk about the Xbox One and the console. It had the reveal happen today.
Big reveal.
Yeah, we did an episode earlier about everything that they talked about. But this one, we're going to talk about everything that they didn't talk about.
We're going to get so real.
Yeah.
So real on you right now.
Yeah, because Microsoft did this great thing where they have this press conference. They're like, oh, here's everything you want to know. And then afterwards, all the reporters attack them, and they go, okay, here's what you really want to know.
And I feel like they're doing like one fact per reporter, like Slugworth, right?
Exactly,
like
yeah,
they're just
totally.
pulling a kid aside and they're like, yo, by the way, no backwards compatibility for Xbox Live.
Get out of here. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, that's kind of interesting. That segues right into this because everyone going into this wanted to know, will you be able to play used games on the console?
So no, not really.
Not really, yeah. So basically all games that you're using on Xbox One are required to be installed to the hard drive, first and foremost, and it's tied to your own Xbox account.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you go to your friend's house, guess what you get to do? Pay a fee.
And they haven't talked about that fee schedule.
No, they haven't talked about it at all. Nor have they talked about like physical discs, like walking over and putting a physical disc in there.
So
which
yeah,
is
this is what's interesting because I want to know what the limit is on these licenses,
exactly.
Because maybe used games are killed, but if one of you in your group of friends buys a game and the license per system is like $10 for an additional, do it.
Yeah,
that's better than a used game's ever going to be.
Totally.
I'm just wondering if you can only do it on like 2 consoles, 3 consoles.
Right. And also, what about places like GameFly or?
Sorry, GameFly.
Yeah, you're out the door. All right. The other thing.
Sorry, GameStop. Things are gonna get real bad.
It's gonna get real tough.
Real bad.
Real tough. All right. Hope you guys have a lot of those Game Informer subscriptions to sell, because that's about all you'll have left. All right. Online only. Yeah, everyone was scared of it.
Yeah.
But it is included, but it's not as scary as everyone thought.
Yeah, so we had heard some rumors that yes, online only is available. Yes, it will be up to the developer. And that's kind of a simplified version of what's going on.
Right.
Because it ties into this whole cloud computing thing.
Yeah, they're using the whole Azure cloud system that Microsoft has going on. And basically they can offload some of the processing power and computational stuff that has to happen, usually happens with the console itself, to the cloud.
Yeah.
And
so what's interesting about this is they start off the press conference and they're like, right now we have 15,000 servers for Xbox Live. We're moving up to 300,000 servers. And I was like, why do they need to jump that high?
That's why.
And it's because they're doing this off-site cloud computing. My question about this, what games are they're quick, they're like, we're talking about milliseconds, right?
Exactly.
How much of a game can you really offload to a server somewhere when you're going through a broadband connection?
No, not much at all.
Yeah.
And this kind of stuff, I like that Microsoft has said, they said, we don't require every dev to use it, but we really want them to, which means, in my head, Microsoft is gonna, all those 15 exclusive titles they were talking about in the press conference, all of them are going to be using this. I bet they're going to be using it in some capacity, and then once other developing countries down the road start to get into Xbox, those games aren't going to work, and they're going to go, oh.
Well, and I think that's the thing is Microsoft always takes a really long view. Remember when they came out with the Xbox? The Xbox was like
it had
just
a hard
years
drive.
Of just trash and trash and trash. Like it was expensive. People didn't know what to do with it.
Right.
It had all this hardware that we couldn't figure out, and it had Xbox Live, and nobody had broadband yet.
Right.
So this cloud computing thing, you're talking 3-4 generations from now when infrastructure's improved. Maybe more of us are on fiber, maybe developing nations are on broadband. This could be a cool thing, but it's not right now.
It's not right now.
Right now it's a DRM thing for EA to use.
Exactly. All right, so the next thing that they showed off a lot of was the Kinect, but what they didn't say is that the Xbox One will not work if Kinect is not plugged in.
My current Xbox doesn't work if Kinect is plugged in.
Really?
Well, it doesn't work well.
It doesn't work well at all. Yeah, that's true. Mine just kind of nods at everything I do. Just kind of recalibrates every time I try and do something. But the other thing with the Kinect is that the Xbox On feature, where they're like, oh, I walk into a room, I say Xbox On, it turns on.
Yeah.
How does it do that when it's off? Well, the Kinect is always listening to you.
Always.
Always.
Even if you turn the Kinect off, they are listening to your voice at all times. And that's a little creepy to me.
Yeah, it's, yes.
But on the other hand, I love everything that I've seen with the Kinect other than that.
Right.
I love the way they're bringing it into gestures. One thing that I want to say is that stuff works real great at a press conference when going like this is telling your assistant to move to the next slide. I really want to see it in a living room.
No, and I do too, because and it also will work in smaller living rooms, unlike the new one. But what I like about all the voice controls that they have with the new Xbox is it's kind of like dad mode for me, where I give my father a new remote control and he's like, I don't know how to control everything with all these buttons. What am I supposed to do? If he can sit in front of the Xbox and go, play CBS,
yeah,
and it just shows up right away, I think that they are gonna definitely win the living room war
for sure.
that they are.
I have not found a universal remote yet that has ever worked for all of my roommates or my girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
yeah, totally.
Never
Totally.
in any living situation has everyone in the house been
Yeah.
able to use the remote.
Yeah, so the whole entertainment feature that everyone was kind of bitching and complaining about on Twitter during the press conference, I was
It's
like,
really
no, this
cool.
is how they're gonna get the
Yeah.
girl sitting next to the guy to like Xbox.
It's cool. We just wanted more games.
Yeah,
That's all.
All right, speaking of games, backwards compatibility.
You can't have it.
Nope.
Sorry.
Nothing is going to be backwards compatible. They've come out and said that.
What do you got? A lot of games on your shelf?
Yeah, you like
That's
those games
cool.
on your shelf? Cool.
What do you, did you buy a lot of XBLA titles?
They're just gonna collect dust. Oh yeah. Yeah, all those XBLA titles, yeah, guess what? Throw them in the garbage.
Yeah.
They're not gonna work.
Cool.
Yeah, so they've come out and said that none of the 360 titles will be backwards compatible.
That's rough.
Yeah.
And you know, I thought when PlayStation said like, hey, it's backwards compatibility through video streaming, I'm like, well, that's not perfect. I've used OnLive, I've used some of these other services, that is not perfect.
Right.
But it's something.
You're right. It's something, exactly.
It's like a nod to the fact that you spent thousands of dollars on games.
And that's the biggest sting for someone like me who just downloads XBLA titles all the time, that none of them will be coming over. Nothing. So that just really, sucks.
It's tough, and everybody has been this way. I think backwards compatibility is becoming less and less important to manufacturers. They're just kind of like, no, this is where we're drawing the line.
Right.
We're moving more towards more advanced hardware without having to worry about what we built 7 years ago.
Exactly.
Which is kind of nice in a forward-thinking way, but man, I spent so much money on games.
So much money. But you know what? The one thing that will carry over? Your gamer score.
Thank God.
So if you spent thousands of dollars and thousands of hours,
If you spent a lot of time with Avatar: The Last Airbender,
just to get that stupid achievement that you can get in 10 minutes and you clear it out, yeah, that'll carry over. So good job. What do you think about the whole thing overall?
I thought it was good. You know, I thought the main thing is Sony used their announcement to get gamers interested because they had positioned themselves as a media company. With the PlayStation was an all-in-one thing that played games, and that hurt them this generation. So they came out and they were like, no, games. Xbox knows they already have us.
Exactly.
So they came out, and this was for tech reporters, this was for lifestyle reporters, this is for the general population that is looking for home theater stuff. Game stuff is totally going to come next month. I just wish they had showed a little more game stuff.
Right, but at the same time, 19 days from now when we're at E3,
it's too far.
It's not. No, it's not far when you think about it. Because how many?
Forever.
But didn't you go to the press conference last year?
I watched it.
Okay, yeah. Well, I've been to these press conferences, and when you're sitting there, you're just like,
Yeah.
get to the game. Stop talking about ESPN3.
Yeah.
I don't care. Just show me some games. Now they pretty much showed you all the entertainment stuff. They've gotten that right out of the way, so they don't have that huge block. It's just game.
That'll be cool.
Game. So that's.
You think?
I hope so.
You think?
I really hope so. I really hope so. So tell us what you think about the Xbox One in the comments. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. You can catch Anthony on Rev3 Games and on D News. And until next time, I'll see you guys. Bye.
It's not. Your old games aren't going to work.
Nothing's gonna work.
Nothing will work.
Sorry, guys.
Kinect based.
Yep.